Two possibilities exist. Either we're alone in the universe or we're not. Both are equally terrifying. Those are the words of Arthur C. Clarke, big science fiction author. Space is beautiful, it really is. All those nebulous planets and galaxies. But is there anyone out there we could talk to? Where are all the aliens? I'm not talking about the ones that abduct people and leave crop circles. I'm talking about much more interesting ones. About big jellyfish floating in Jupiter's clouds, underwater creatures underneath Europa's ice, and of course, rays of super-intelligent triangles from Orion Nebula. Where is everybody? Space is big, really big. As far as we're concerned, it's infinite. And in all that infinity, there's infinite possibilities for life to emerge, yet we only know of one. Physicist Enrico Fermi was the first to notice something was off. So many planets with potential for life, but we never see any. We call that Fermi Paradox. Our planet revolves around a spectral class G star. That's the blazing sphere that crosses the sky every day. We know there are billions of stars like ours in the Milky Way galaxy, and most of them are older than our Sun. That means that there are probably many Earth-like planets orbiting them, and many of them should have already spawned civilizations that are much more advanced than us. By now we should be seeing them cruising around our galaxy in huge spaceships. But we don't see anyone. When we search for extraterrestrial life forms, we look for traces of advanced civilizations. That's the civilization that sends radio signals, consumes the energy of its planet or star, and travels around in powerful spaceships. We don't see anyone, but we're looking at a very small portion of the galaxy. Even though our telescopes are powerful and we can see very far, we're still observing things at the speed of light. And in astronomical terms, the speed of light is like the speed of a snail. If someone sent us a message from Alpha Centauri system, which is the closest to us, the message would arrive in 4 years. If they sent it from the other side of the galaxy, it would take 66,000 years to reach us. What are our options then? There are several potential explanations for why we don't hear anyone. Option 1 is that we're really alone in the universe. It seems absolutely unbelievable, but perhaps there's something about our planet that is absolutely unique. The right size of the planet, the right distance from the star, the right type of a star, only one moon, not too big, not too small, tectonic activity, the right chemical composition. Simply put, we don't know how life originates, and therefore we don't know how it would emerge in space. Perhaps we won on a grand cosmic lottery. It seems incredible that we are the ones who won that lottery, but someone had to be first. Imagine a race of beings who are first in the universe. They would look into space and see that there's no one around them. It would be just as unbelievable to them that they are the first, but that wouldn't change the fact that they really are alone. So why couldn't that be us? The second option is that there are other forms of life in the universe, but they are simply far away from us. Or that we live in some backwater of the galaxy far from the main events. Radio and light signals are slow and quickly fade. We observe other planets and stars as they were tens, hundreds or thousands of years in the past. If there is a civilization out there that, like us, is searching for other civilizations, and they've been lucky enough to point a telescope at us, they're seeing us as we were maybe 1,000 years ago, before we invented radio. As far as they're concerned, there's no one here. Third option is that life is abundant in the universe but lacks intelligence. Why do we assume intelligence is so important survival trait? Life existed on Earth for 3.4 billion years, and in all those fossils we don't see traces of any advanced civilization. Our intelligence, combined with opposable thumbs which allow us to grasp things, has given rise to our technological civilization. Maybe that's something very rare. Life may be abundant in the universe, but all that life just wiggles in swamps, climbs trees, but doesn't really build radio antennas. This is where things get a little bit depressing. What if life similar to our own constantly pops up all around us, but there is some obstacle it can't overcome or it simply dies out before it reaches space? The Cold War and nuclear arms race brought us to the brink of total destruction. Actually, there was one moment when we almost wiped ourselves off the face of the earth, but a Soviet soldier decided to listen to his intuition and not press the launch button. It happened in 1983, and with time our weapons became even more devastating. How many more of such close calls can we endure before one of them destroys us completely? It may be the destiny of all advanced technological civilizations that reach our level. The Great Filter is some barrier that no one or only a few can pass through. Was the Cold War and the arms race that barrier? Have we already passed it, or is it still waiting for us just around the corner? We cannot know, but it largely depends on what we find in space. So far we've been searching for life on Mars and the rest of the solar system. Unsuccessfully, but when it comes to Great Filter, that's great news. If we're alone in the universe, then all options are open to us. But what if we find bacteria on Mars, or Jupiter's moon Europa, or Saturn's moon Titan? And we prove they didn't come from Earth. That would mean that life arises spontaneously in the universe. We would know that it appeared twice in our solar system completely independently. But since we don't hear anyone around, that would mean that no one ever reaches the level of technological civilization. But what if we discovered the remains of an advanced civilization, for example on Venus? A civilization that collapsed a long time ago. That would be a problem. That would mean that advanced civilizations constantly arise in the universe, but something destroys them before we manage to detect them. That puts us right at the edge of the Great Filter. Maybe we passed it when we didn't destroy ourselves in the Cold War, or maybe it's something bigger yet to come. We don't know. The last option is that we're not aware that they're all around us. No, up in space. Perhaps advanced civilizations are so advanced that their motivation is unclear to us, just as our motivations are unclear to ants. Radio signals, nuclear energy, that's all beginner stuff. They're far beyond that. Imagine there is a huge advanced civilization near us, but a few thousand years ago they found a way to transfer their consciousness into a computer simulation. And now they live in computers where they have everything they need for infinite and happy life. The computers they reside in are surely in a safe place. Perhaps they store them beneath the surface of a planet. To us, the planet appears devoid of life, yet they exist there eternally experiencing joy and abundance. Or they traveled through space as energy or information, having realized that information can travel instantaneously through the quantum entanglement phenomena. Perhaps they're passing right by us without our awareness. We search for fleets of spaceships, but they're actually just information passing us by. But let's be optimistic. What if we received a signal from an alien civilization some 100 light years away from us? And it turns out they're not warlike species in search for new planets. What would we get from them? A universal greeting, their music, art, scientific discoveries? What would we send back? Messages would travel 100 years from us to them and from them to us, making dialogue completely impossible. But the exchange of cultural knowledge would be phenomenal. Incapable of reaching each other, they would pose no threat to us nor us to them. But we could help each other so much. They would give us much needed perspective on our place in the universe. And if it turns out that we're truly alone, it is our duty to ensure that this sole spark of life and intelligence does not go dark. We must settle other planets and colonize other star systems. And over time, those isolated islands of life in the universe will become so different from each other that we will become the aliens we've been searching for so long. If you like this kind of content about science fiction, futurism and science, like this video and subscribe to our channel. And consider supporting us through the link in the description of this video. Until next time, bye.